Okay, it is day 35 of reading through the scriptures. We're going to start in Genesis chapter 35, and we'll also have Isaiah 35, Psalm 35,
and Mark 7.
Mark 7, if you heard my son. And Elohim said to Yaakov, "Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make a slaughter place there to El, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau your brother." And Yaakov said to his household and to all who are with him, "Put away the foreign mighty ones that are among you, and cleanse yourselves, and change your garments. Let us arise and go up to Bethel, and let me make there a slaughter place to El, who answered me in the day of my distress, and who has been with me in the way which I have gone." So they gave Yaakov all the foreign mighty ones which were in their hands, and all the earrings which were in their ears. And Yaakov hid them under the terebinth tree which was near Shechem. And they departed, and the fear of Elohim was upon the cities that were all around them. And they did not pursue the sons of Yaakov. And Yaakov came to Luz, that is Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him. And he built there a slaughter place, and called the place El Bethel, because there Elohim appeared to him when he fled from the face of his brother. And Devorah, Rivka's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the terebinth tree. So the name of it was called Alon Bachuth. I think Bachuth is crying. And Elohim appeared to Yaakov again when he came from Paddan Aram, and blessed him. And Elohim said to him, "Your name is Yaakov. Your name is no longer called Yaakov, but Yisrael is your name." So he called his name Yisrael, or Israel. And Elohim said to him, "I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and increase. A nation and a company of nations shall be from you, and sovereigns shall come from your body. In the land which I gave Abraham and Yitzchak, I give to you, and to your seed after you I give this land." And Elohim went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. And Yaakov set up a standing column in the place where he had spoken with him, a monument of stone. And he poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. And Yaakov called the name of the place where Elohim spoke with him, Bethel. And they set out from Bethel. And it came to be, when there was but a little distance to go to Ephrath, that Rachel began to give birth, and had great difficulty giving birth. And it came to be, as she was having great difficulty giving birth, that the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, for it is another son for you." And it came to be, as her life was going out, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Oni, but his father called him Benjamin, son of my right hand. And Rachel died, and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Beit Lechem. And Yaakov set up a standing column on her burial place, which is the monument of Rachel's burial place to this day. And Yisrael set out and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. And it came to be, when Yisrael dwelt in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Yisrael heard about it. Now the sons of Yaakov were 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, and Shimon and Levi, and Yehuda and Yissachar and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's female servant, were Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's female servant, were Gad and Asher. These were the sons of Yaakov who were born to him in Paddan Aram. And Yaakov came to his father Yitzchak at Mamre, or Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Yitzchak had dwelt. And the days of Yitzchak were 180 years. So Yitzchak breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people, aged and satisfied of days. And his sons Esau and Yaakov buried him. Alright, we got Isaiah 35 next. "Let the wilderness and the dry place be glad for them, and let the desert rejoice, and blossom as the rose. It blossoms much and rejoices, even with joy and singing. The esteem of Lebanon shall be given to it, the excellence of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the esteem of Yahweh, the excellency of our Elohim. Strengthen the weak hands and make firm the weak knees. Say to those with anxious heart, Be strong, do not fear. See, your Elohim comes with vengeance, with the recompense of Elohim. He is coming to save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be opened. And then the lame shall leap like a deer, and the tongue of the dumb sing, because waters shall burst forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water, in the home for jackals where each lay, grass with reeds and rushes. And there shall be a highway and a way, and it shall be called the way of set apartness. The unclean does not pass over it, but is for those who walk the way, and no fools wander on it. No lion is there, nor any ravenous beast go up on it. It is not found there. But the redeemed shall walk there. And the ransomed of Yahweh shall return and enter Zion with singing, with everlasting joy on their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. Alright, it is Psalms 35. O Yahweh, strive with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and armor, and rise for my help, and draw out spear and lance. To meet those who pursue me, say to my life, I am your deliverance. Let those be ashamed and blush who seek my life. Let those be turned back and abashed who plot evil to me. Let them be as chaff before the wind, with a messenger of Yahweh driving on. Let their way be dark and slippery, with a messenger of Yahweh pursuing them. For without cause they hid their net from me. Without cause they dug a pit for me, my life. Let ruin come upon him unawares, and let his net that he hid catch himself. Let him fall into it, into ruin. But let my own being exalt in Yahweh. Let it rejoice in his deliverance. Let all my bones say, Yahweh, who is like you, delivering the poor from one stronger than he, and the poor and the needy from him who robs him? Ruthless witnesses rise up. They ask me that which I knew not. They reward me evil for good, bereaving my life. But I, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth. I humbled my being with fastings, and my prayer would return to my own bosom. I walked about as though he were my friend or brother. I bowed down mourning, as one mourning for a mother. But they rejoiced at my stumbling and gathered together. The smiters gathered against me, and I did not know it. They tore in pieces without ceasing. With unclean ones, mockers at feasts, gnashing at me with their teeth. Yahweh, how long would you look on? Rescue my being from their destructions, my only life from the lions. I give you thanks in the great assembly. I praise you among the mighty people. Let not my lying enemies rejoice over me, or those who hate me without cause wink their eyes. For they do not speak peace, and they devise words of deceit against the peaceable ones of the land, and they open their mouths wide against me. They say, Aha, aha, our eyes have seen it. This you have seen, O Yahweh. Do not be silent. O Yahweh, do not be far from me. Stir up yourself and awake to my right ruling. To my cause, my Elohim and my master. Rule me rightly, O Yahweh, my Elohim, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Aha, our desire. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let those who are rejoicing at my evil be ashamed and abashed together. Let those who are exalting themselves over me be clad in shame and humiliation. Let those who delight in my righteous cause shout for joy and be glad. And let them always say, Let Yahweh be made great, who is desiring the peace of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of your righteousness, your praise, all day long. And our last chapter is going to be Mark chapter 7. And the Pharisees and some of the scribes assembled to him, having come from Jerusalem. And seeing some of his taught ones eat bread with defiled, that is, with unwashed hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Yehudim do not eat unless they wash their hands thoroughly, holding fast the tradition of the elders. And coming from the marketplace, they do not eat unless they wash. And there are many other traditions which they have received and hold fast, the washing of cups and utensils and copper vessels and couches. Then the Pharisees and the scribes asked him, Why do your taught ones not walk according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? And he answering said to them, Well did Yeshayahu, Isaiah, prophesy concerning you hypocrites, as it has been written, This people respect me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And in vain do they worship me, teaching as teachings the commands of men. Forsaking the command of Elohim, you hold fast the tradition of men. And he said to them, well do you set aside the command of Elohim in order to guard your tradition. For Moshe said, respect your father and your mother, and he who curses father and mother, let him be put to death. But you say, if a man says to his father or mother, whatever profit you might have received from me is korban, that is a gift, you no longer let him do any matter at all for his father or mother, nullifying the word of Elohim through your tradition which you have handed down. And many such traditions you do. Sorry, that's my 1-year-old making noise. And calling the crowd to him, he said to them, hear me, everyone, and understand. There is no matter that enters a man from outside which is able to defile him, but it is what comes out of him that defiles the man. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear. And when he went from the crowd into a house, his taught ones asked him concerning the parable. And he said to them, are you also without understanding? Do you not perceive that whatever enters a man from outside is unable to defile him? But it does not enter his heart, because it does not enter his heart, but his stomach, and is eliminated, thus purging all the foods. And he said, what comes out of a man, that defiles a man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil reasonings, adulteries, whorings, murders, thefts, greedy desires, wickednesses, deceit, indecency, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these wicked matters come from within and defile a man. And rising up from there, he went to the borders of Sor and Sidon. And entering into a house, he wished no one to know it, but it was impossible to be hidden. For a woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard about him, and she came and fell at his feet. Now the woman was a Greek, a Syro-Phoenician by birth, and she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And Yeshua said to her, let the children be satisfied first, for it is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs. But she answering said to him, yes, master, for even the little dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. And he said to her, because of this word, go, the demon has gone out of your daughter. And having come into her house, she found the demon gone out, and her daughter lying on the bed. And again, going out from the borders of Sor and Sidon, he came to the Sea of Galilee, through the midst of the borders of Decapolis. And they brought to him one who was deaf and spoke with difficulty, and they begged him to lay a hand upon him. And taking him away from the crowd, he put his fingers in his ears, and having spit, he touched his tongue. And looking up to the heaven, he sighed and said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And immediately his ears were opened, and the binding of his tongue was loosed, and he was speaking plainly. And he ordered him that they should say it to no one, but the more he ordered them, the more they published it. And they were immeasurably astonished, saying, he has done all well. He makes even the deaf to hear and the dumb to speak.